Right then guys, we're having another go back at this YouTube thing. So it's been, I think, 2 years since I've last done this. So I'm not expecting this video to go particularly well. But a lot has changed since then. I finished my last year at university, which is pretty mad. And I've grown this shitty beard, which has probably aged me about 5 years in the space of 2. Which, it's alright, I'll take it. Also, you're going to have to expect a few of these little jump cuts because I'm shit at this, so it's going to take me a while to get used to. But over those last 2 years, a lot has changed training wise and diet wise. So I've learnt a lot more and I'm going to try and feed it back through the channel. Also, I've managed to start a little coaching business on the side, so I'm working with a few clients now, which is pretty awesome to think that people trust me to program their training and nutrition and optimize their progress. But yeah, it's just pretty cool to know, and hopefully that's going to grow over the next few years. Also, I'm going to be launching another little business of mine on the side, so I'm going to be announcing that through Instagram over the next few weeks. I've got a pretty good feeling about it, to be honest, and yeah, we can just see how that goes. Also in the process of moving out of the shithole, which is the uni house, and I'm sure anyone that has lived in a university house will agree that they are shitholes. So excited to get out of this place as well. Alongside that, I've invested in a new camera, which I'm hoping will motivate me to upload a bit more, otherwise I'm wasting my money. But it's, for anyone that's interested, it's the Canon 800D, which in my opinion is pretty decent for the price, and hopefully I can produce some decent content. So probably the biggest thing that's changed is where I want to go with competing and my goals there. So anyone that watched my channel before will know that I didn't quite carry on with YouTube the whole way through, so I didn't show my show, but I was and did do the 2017 UK DFBA Northern in the men's physique class, and I'm aiming to compete again next year in a bigger federation in junior bodybuilding, which I understand, yeah, it's quite a big ask and it's a big jump up. At the moment I'm about 188 to 190 pounds, so realistically I need to be this weight on stage in a year's time. So it's going to be hard, but you need to be setting yourself these goals if you actually want to get somewhere. So if I'd set myself a smaller goal, I might not be pushing myself as hard as I am. And I will be showing my training later on in this video, which will show you how hard we are pushing at the moment. It's getting pretty tough. Food's up pretty high already, so training days are on 200 to 220 protein, 625 carbs, and then 60 fat. And then on my rest days, it's the same protein, so 200 to 220, and then we're doing 300 carbs and 100 fat. The idea of why the fat's higher on the rest days and the carbs are lower is to give your body a little bit of a rest from all that food, because it gets a lot, and anyone that's pushed that hard will be able to tell you what happens with digestion. And so by bringing those carbs lower on the rest days, it just makes things a lot more manageable. And also there's not as much demand for carbs on a rest day. Obviously you need them for recovery, but by just pushing your fats up, it allows you to get your essential fatty acids and things that you might miss out on a training day. So I think it's quite a beneficial way to do it. I'm probably not going to be putting out amazing information to start with, because I'm just not massively comfortable talking to this camera at the moment like this. Better than I used to be, but it's a pretty tricky thing to do. But pretty much let's just get massive. So pre-workout meal at the moment is 1 bagel, 15 grams of peanut butter, I'll go for a natural peanut butter, 60 grams of jam, 1 banana, which I'm not weighing at the moment, but if I was it would be about 100 grams, and then 1 scoop of whey protein. So this is a pretty low volume meal. You'll pass through nice and fast, and it's about 100 carbs for the whole thing. that's an ideal amount before training. So I'm going to eat this 90 minutes before I start training. I've got some measurements to do at the new house, and then yeah, I'll show you my Intra after this though. Right, so before anyone says about Intra's not doing anything or not being required, it's a very marginal gain. So you don't need an Intra, you can still progress without the Intras, but I'm trying to get all of these, just silent that, but I'm trying to get all of these marginal gains that I can at the moment, because if you put all of them together, they can add up, and if you're trying to maximise everything you do, then can an Intra be useful? I believe so. So firstly, we're doing 60 grams of highly branched cyclic dextrin. So I'm just getting that from bulk powders because it's pretty simple. The quality on this is pretty good. So it's just a very fast acting carb. It's got a high molecular weight, so obviously if you think of the effects of gravity, that's going to pull through the stomach very fast. Don't know if that's completely right, but yeah, very fast acting and can be beneficial whilst training for recovery and performance. And then we are doing 1 scoop of Serum Code Intra, which I'm going to be honest, taste wise, it's the drumsticks flavour. It's pretty, sorry, but it's pretty rank. But the panel on it's very good at the same time. So if I can get my hands on another flavour, I'm going to give it a go. So this is consisting of a hydrolyzed whey. So any type of hydrolyzed whey or essential amino acid is going to be good for an Intra. It's got, yeah, all the ingredients are clinically dosed. It's very good. And whilst we're here, we can go through what pre-workout I'm going to use today. So 2 scoops of nuclear pump. So this is very heavy on its L-tyrosine. That's dosed at 3 grams, so that's going to give you a really good focus in the gym. And it's got 8,000 milligrams of L-citrulline. So in theory it's 4,000 milligrams of citrulline when you ingest it. Which, yeah, it's going to aid to a very good pump. And then we have, this looks very dodgy, but we have 1 scoop of Train by JP Prepare in the passion fruit flavour, which I'm going to try. I've tried pineapple, it was very good. And yeah, everyone's saying this is overpriced. I don't think it is. It's not too bad when you add up the full servings, so we're going to give that a go. And I'll probably see you at the gym. Right, so first ever voiceover, don't know how this is going to go, but we'll try it. So first thing, always greeted by Tyson as we get into the gym. It's always nice to feel welcome. Then we're into our first movement, which is the adductor. So this is my hamstring dominant session. So I've got 2 rotations. One focuses more on quads and the other one has more hamstrings. So for lagging body parts, always a good idea to do it this way and put your weaker body part first. So just doing a warm up on the adductor. So we've done a few warm up sets and then we're into our first working set, which is a 6 to 10, and then I'll do a 12 to 15 after this as well. After that, we're on to the lion hamstring curl. Pretty happy to get the whole stack on here, felt very good. This is the first set, which was the 6 to 10. Nice and controlled the whole way, we're not throwing the weight around. Trying to keep the glutes nice and planted into the seat. This Cybex machine is a very good way of ensuring that you do this. Very good machine, so I recommend that if your gym has one, then try it out. You should be implementing both lying and seated, in my opinion. Then onto the back offset. So some of these clips are sped up. This is one of the sped up ones, otherwise we'd be here all day. So this was done as a rest pause. So the first set is 10 to 15. Then in a minute you'll see it's there. There's a 20-second rest, and then after that 20 seconds you are straight back in. So it's a very, very good way of accruing some more volume. Then we're into the Dorian deadlift. So 210 on the bar, but as you can see, I'm not very happy with this. The back, especially towards the end of the set, we start to get some back rounding. Different moves you'll find will suit your biomechanics differently. I know people that love these over a normal deadlift. I'm not one of them. I tend to prefer an RDL or a normal deadlift. So with this set, the back off, we swapped to a normal RDL. So
messaged the coach and we swapped it out pretty quickly. Still getting a little bit of rounding. Obviously the lower back's going to be fatigued, especially after that crappy set before, but trying my best to keep my back nice and straight there. After that, we're on to just 2 sets of 25 in the leg extension, very lightweight, getting as much blood into the muscle and warming up that patella. So anyone with knee issues like me, try that before you go into your main quad movement. After that, we're on to the pendulum squat, which was my main quad exercise. So this is a fairly new machine that we've had in Legends. Very, very good. So if you haven't tried a pendulum, get to a gym that's got one, give it a go. So we only had 4 plates on here. Obviously you're going to have a lot of fatigue built up by this point in the session. So got a good spot. Don't know his name, but if you're watching, thanks for the spot. As you can see, not touching unless I need it. Very, very hard set, all the way to failure, as we do with every single thing. So most people would have stopped there, but he, as you can see, we're straight into another rep without even having to touch it. There we go, that's failure. Then into the back off set, which I think ended up about 12, might have been 15 reps. It was very intense, very taxing set. So we're getting nice depth all the way down as far as your body will allow. And yeah, ending on the floor. Anyone that's seen me train will know I spend a lot of time on the floor. After that, onto the leg extension, which was my last quad exercise. It's very, very hard to do this at the end of the session. Lots and lots of fatigue now. Don't know if I said it, but this was the 6 to 10 set. And all the way to failure. Almost got the whole stack. Hopefully we can get the whole stack next time. And then onto that, we're onto the back off, which is more of a quad finisher. So this is a very, very hard way to do it. So we've got 12 to 15 reps on the first, and then in a minute you'll see we're onto a isometric hold, so the muscles are still being contracted even though we're staying still, and then partials until you can't move anymore. So try that, that will absolutely fuck your quads up. And then onto the V squat calf raise, which is a very, very good calf raise that not many people do. So if you've got a V squat, give this a go. Nice and controlled, so I did 2 sets of 25 and ensuring progressive overload over time. That is what's going to grow your calves, same as for every other muscle. And then just onto a bit of a quad update. So pretty happy with how my quads are developing at the moment. Probably one of my best body parts. Still need some more hamstrings, but yeah.
Very, very pleased with how that session went. Finally started to get some intensity back. Didn't go, well I say I didn't go too mad, but I did on some exercises. The Dorian deadlifts I had to change to an RDL because of some back rounding. I didn't go too mad on them compared to what I did last time, just because I'm still having a bit of trouble with my neck, but not too much, so it's slowly fading away. Gonna get back and get a post-workout meal in, but yeah, pretty pleased with how that went. That is one of my best leg sessions I've had in a long time. Leg sessions are just pretty much on point at the moment, to be honest. Beat every number in my logbook, so looking through, just up on absolutely everything. Obviously not the Dorians due to not wanting to push it too hard, but we're swapping them out to RDLs and hopefully can progress them nicely. The Train by JP Prepare and Nuclear Pump combo was on point in my opinion. The focus throughout was just mental, so I recommend that you try mixing them if you can, or just trying the Prepare on its own because it's pretty good. Just going to drive home and get my post-workout meal. Right, so it's been about an hour since I've trained now, so it's time for post-workout meal, which is just 150 grams of Cocoa Pops, 2 Squares bars and a scoop of protein. So the idea of weighting is that we've let our heart rate come down and got our bodies into a better state to absorb and digest the food. And then we're selecting a quick acting carb and a quick protein to get into the system nice and fast and aid recovery. So there's no need to come out the gym and rush for your shake, just let yourself relax. So I've just chilled out for a bit, had a quick shower, I've got myself ready for the food, so I'm going to eat this. I'm going to end the video here. I don't know how well this has gone, but hopefully we'll get better over time. So I'll see you next time.